Hello everyone, welcome back to my main channel. If you don't know, I have a second channel right here. Today we are going to be talking about how to use psychology to get whatever you want. This is quite a broad topic, and in fact I've addressed psychology and how to use certain tips and tricks and hacks. Boom boom boom. Here I even made one on dark psychology, how to manipulate people, but rather how to not get manipulated. This video, it's not going to be another hacks video. It's more about learning psychology rather than just applying tips and tricks, because if you don't understand human psychology, how can you even apply these tips and tricks to begin with? I mean, maybe you can, but you're not going to get the same effect. I am a psychology graduate. I consider myself to be very, very good at psychology and understanding people, hence why I've built up such a big YouTube channel, various businesses, and I've achieved what I have at the age of 23. You're going to want to listen to everything I say in order because the points feed off of each other. You need to become a better listener. Stop focusing so much on what you're saying, okay? Focus what the other person is saying, because you are going to pick up on key details about somebody, which point two will then reveal a lot about their desires and motivations. And when you know someone's desires and motivations, you can then appeal to those motivations and use it to get what you want. Because number three, people are self-interested. Fundamentally, we are self-interested. For example, I've said this in various videos, but when you go into a job interview, you should never be like, what can you offer me? I mean, you can focus on it a little at the end, but really the entire interview is, what can I provide to you? What can I provide to the company? The more you do this with various people, you collect data from various people, find that a lot of desires and motivations, they cross over. If you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you need to figure out what that person's needs is. We go through seasons in life where people are primarily focusing on one thing. Is it love? Is it money, for example? Appeal to that. So just understanding the psychology of another person and why as well they want this is huge in getting what you want. People are more likely to do something for you when you do something for them. However, I just want to add, this is not always the case, because some people are just genuinely very, very selfish, and they'll try to get whatever they can from others without feeling any obligation to give it back to you or any remorse for having taken that time or resources away from you. So this is where psychology comes into play again. You really need to be able to critically analyze people and get a quick snapshot of them and what they're like in order to make the decision, are you going to even help them when they ask for help? Obviously it's circumstantial, because we don't want to be the type of person that goes, oh, I'm only going to help you if I can get something in return, because number one, friendship is not like that. It's not like I do something for you, you do something for me. Sometimes it's 30-70, sometimes it's 40-60. It's very rarely a 50-50 in any relationship or friendship. But this is just something to bear in mind, and if you notice that someone is never going to help you and they're always taking from you, then don't be friends with them. If you want something from someone, never ask for something big to begin with, especially if they've not given you something previously. You need to start off small. Even if it's asking for a little small favor, people are more likely to do things for you if you've already established that rapport and they already trust you, because subconsciously, if we've helped you, we think, okay, let's help them again. We've already done something for them. And people are more likely to feel guilty about saying no the next time. Another key factor that I mention in pretty much every single video, this is what I think makes someone actually the best at understanding humans. It is when someone knows themselves and they know why they do every single action. And I think that's also what makes a really good psychologist. Me, for example, I know everything about myself. I've analyzed everything. Whenever I do something, I behave a particular way, I can link it directly back to my childhood or to some literature I've read. I just know why. And because I know what drives my behavior, I know myself so well, I can see it in other people. Because even though, we're all individuals, we behave slightly differently. Most humans have the same underlying driving factors for their behaviors. So the better you are at being able to understand yourself, the better you will be at reading others. I think if there's any takeaway from this video, it's this. And get therapy. It's great. I think therapy really, really helped me understand myself a lot more, because your therapist is reflecting to you the whole time. I think journaling is great, but it only does so much. For me, therapy is just like that little cherry on top. My favorite is BetterHelp. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy service, and they connect you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. All you need to do is fill out a questionnaire, and then within 48 hours, they'll match you with the perfect therapist for you. Then you can go ahead and schedule either a video call, a phone call, or even a message session with your therapist. Therapy can be super hard, especially finding the right therapist. With in-person therapy, you're limited to those in your area, while BetterHelp, you have therapists from all around the world who are specialized in different things. And there's over 30,000 therapists in their network, which they can potentially match you to, which means you have a higher chance of finding the right one for you. Because what I always say is therapy is like dating. Not all therapists are made equal. So you might need to trial a couple out till you find the perfect one for you. And if you do it in person, you need to go get a new referral from your doctor every single time, which can be costly and time consuming. But BetterHelp allows you to change therapists completely free of charge. So people spend hours in the gym to improve their body. So why don't you spend hours to improve your brain? So guys, invest into yourself. You can use my BetterHelp link to get 10% off your first month of therapy today. And join over 4 million people who are leading a healthier and better life. When you want something and you're trying to persuade someone, you should never ever be forceful or feel like people have no options, because actually when you remind people that they have free will and you say something like, oh, but you are free to choose, you remind people they have free will, they're more likely to actually side with you then and give you what you want. This study actually proved it. Ever since reading that study, I've really noticed it in my interactions, especially when I was moving to Dubai. If you've moved to Dubai, you know that everyone there is a salesman. Doesn't matter what industry. Even right now, I'm hiring for accountants. The way these people follow up with you every single day, like, hello, have you signed the contract? Are you going to partner with us? When I've never even explicitly said I want to work with you. It feels very forceful and it makes me not want to work with them. While there was one who did not put pressure on me, and I ended up going with this accountant. Always be able to back up your points with social proof. So even if you say something like, oh, but everyone does this, people are more likely to believe you then. People would rather be a part of the everyone. They don't want to be the lone wolf. And then next, if you want people to agree, use an authority figure in your explanation. For example, I always say, hey guys, I'm a psychology graduate. I learned this in my psychology degree. Do you think I'm more believable than some random TikToker who Googled these facts? Or someone that actually studied it from an authority figure? Another point I would like to add is always remain calm. Never ever lose your position. So the moment someone loses their cool, they show they have no options left, and we are more likely to not side with them then, or not give them what they want. Never ever give in too easily, and this can really be applied to everything: work, dating, everything in life. No one likes a desperate person. You never want to show all your cards, okay? Additionally, I'll add that the harder somebody works with something, the more likely they are to put that on a pedestal and say that it's very valuable. And that is called cognitive dissonance theory. So ladies, especially in dating, you don't want to be available at all times of the day. You don't want to give this man your all immediately, because you need to make him work for it so he actually values you. I'll give you another example. I get so many clothes from brands, but a lot of the time I don't even wear these clothes because they're free and I don't really value them at a subconscious level. Rather, I will wear the same piece of clothing that I bought years ago over and over again because I paid for it with my own money and I value it. Body language, so important. Right now, fix your posture. I always get compliments on my posture. In real life, people are like, your posture is so good. You are so confident. Perhaps I'm confident, or is it my posture doing a lot of the work? Either way, fix your posture. You can be doing everything right, but then being slouched over like this, and people are going to perceive you as unconfident. I remember there's a beautiful girl I know, and I introduced her to a lot of my other friends. And after, one of my friends actually said to me, she's so pretty, but why is she like this? Because she's so unconfident. Also, attractiveness is not directly correlated to physical looks all the time, because you can be beautiful, handsome, and not have an attractive aura or appeal to you or lack confidence, and you're not going to be perceived as attractive. You know that those people that they just have like something about them, they're not like traditionally, conventionally like good looking. It's because of their aura. And all of this is happening at a subconscious level, and I like to call it signaling. So we are constantly signaling, especially with the way we dress, act, talk. I'm going to give you the most basic example, but like rich people, you know, the new money, they love to show they have money. They flex like they're Gucci, and it's very tacky. They love to scream in people's face, I am so rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. But the real rich, they are silent. but they're always signaling. You can tell they're wealthy by the way they act, by how healthy they look. It's a signal. They don't need to go scream it in your face. Just like a confident person is not going to go up to you and go, I'm so confident. We can tell. They're signaling with their posture, with the way they move, their composure. So why does this fall into psychology? Whenever we meet someone new, we are forming an impression immediately at a subconscious level. That's why this falls into a psychology video. Think about how you are signaling. In fact, in my private community, which we're launching on the 30th of November, the first workshop we're doing is going to be a branding workshop. A to Z branding, how to signal properly. And the last point, this is actually a hack, but use we when talking. We will put the other person in the mindset that they've already made that deal with you, or they've already given you what you want. For example, you're trying to convince your friend to go on holiday. Imagine if we were here, we are drinking pina coladas on the beach in Hawaii, I don't know. Also be careful when using this, because if someone is smart, they'll know what you're doing. Psychology tricks will always work, they always have the effect. It really just comes down to, number one, how well is that person able to identify the trick? It's still gonna work, but then that leads into two, are they able to override their brain? And I think a perfect example of this is attachment, oxytocin, dopamine. Go watch this video for an explanation. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got 2 lights on me now. I'm so hot. I've gotta go. Okay, ich liebe dich. Tschüss.
Dear mom, shout out Bucks forever. Do stronger for you. Norman Rockwell. No hype under. It's just me and you. Oh God, miss you on my list. Venice bitch. On the neighborhood kiss. Sun off, bang, kiss, kiss. You're in the yard, I like the fire, and as the summer fades away, nothing old can stay. You right, I tour, we make it work. You're beautiful and I'm insane. We're American made. Give me Hallmark, one dream under one lover. Make me happy and blue. Norman Rockwell, no hide under our cover. Is that right? It's just me and you. Oh God, miss you on my list. It's me, a little Venice bitch, on the street with the neighborhood kids. Signing off, they make it. You're in the yard, I like the fire as the summer fades away. Nothing you can say. You right, I do, we make it work. American made. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Signing off, bang, bang, kiss, kiss. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Signing off, bang, bang, kiss, kiss. Oh God, miss you on my lips. It's me, a little Venice bitch, on the stoop with the neighborhood kids. Signing off, bang, bang, kiss, kiss. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Signing off, bang, bang, kiss, kiss. Yeah. Baby, take down on. You should probably come over. Hanging around on. You should probably coming over. Oh God, missing on my lips. It's me, a little Venice bitch. Touch me with your fingertips. It's me, a little Venice bitch. Back in the garden, we're getting high now because we're older. In the top of my diamonds, vitamins and a clover. Whoa, 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 whatever, everything, ever. Whoa, 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 whatever, everything, ever. Whoa, 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 whatever, everything, ever. Whoa, whoa, whatever. Me, myself, I like diamonds, vitamins and a clover. Over and over, honey. Over and over, honey. Over and over, honey. Over and over, honey. If you were mine, I'd be jealous of your love. If you were mine, I'd be jealous of your love. If you were mine, I'd be jealous of your love.